Oz here today, and we just had rollover a little bit about 30 minutes ago. Gill Clash started fresh. Um, I believe our last fight we got beat. Um, yeah, about 5,000. But I think everybody used their attacks, so it wasn't for lack of effort. It was just run into a better guild. We had one attack right there, Dellin at 26. Only used two of three, but he averaged 42 in attack, so that's not why we lost. We just ran into a much better guild. And unfortunately, that happens quite a bit, especially and I don't think these guys did it, but you will run into guilds that drop trophies and whatnot. Sometimes you get your butt handed to you, and sometimes you kick somebody else's butt. Yesterday just happened to be a fairly close one that we just lost out on. Fair enough. So today we're playing the other team that got beat. And unfortunately, the guild that beat them seems to be the actual big dog in this week's guild clash. That's who we're going to play them tomorrow. That be curious how that goes. So today is kind of our chance to win one. So we really need to take full advantage of our attacks. Like you saw before, we're going to use all of our attacks. That's if you don't use your attacks, you get booted from the guild. It's just as simple as that. For me, I'm not sure what attack strategy. They're starting outside. That's usually what we do. We're not really strong enough to do center bases. So unless I see something, I'm not even gonna. Well, we'll look at this guy just to show you. But he's level 124. Center base is 10,000 percentage hit points and damage by 350%. So I will not be able to even put a dent in this guy. So I'm not even going to try it. Level 190s, 180s. I'm sure his Chiron is Scorpio. So almost his second divine on Chiron. So obviously we're not going to mess with this guy. But what I do like to start at is the red bases, the first ring, or if I have to, I'll do the blue ring. So what we're going to do, we're actually just going to well, we stopped at this guy. We're just going to look at a blue ring, see if we can get some points right off the bat. All right, we got Ambrosia, and you can check their aids. You can check their divine. He doesn't have the fortitude Chiron, so in essence that doesn't worry me. His Ambrosia, I'm not relying on Mercs that much. She doesn't have her fortitude either, so Pounder, Pangoli, Chiron. Honestly, his Pangoli's 19 of 20. His aids, not very well thought out. They're adding hit points to the Mercs, which you don't even have Mercs here. So they're kind of all scrambled together. If he had Pangoli like up here at this corner, I would probably take out his Pangoli first. Since they're kind of all just thrown here in the mix, what we're gonna do is find a good drop spot. And I guess this corner is actually probably the best since there's his Pangoli right there. And then the Ambrosia's there. The Renee Vin, yeah, maybe I should get her, but we'll see. They should all come at the same time. I don't think we're going to get anybody separate. So we're just going to drop right up here in this left corner over here. And we're going to see. Since this guy doesn't have a whole lot of damage, we're going to take Landslide, and I put Sapphirex in for more DPS. So we'll see, and let's go. So now you can see his armor bubbles, which not very many, just on his statue. So we're going to drop right here, and hopefully we can get in a little bit before we have to use the Chariot Divine. The big thing about Guild Clash is to remember to use your Chariot Divine. It's going to give you 12 seconds of free rage. That's why I like to bring Sapphirex over with me. We're close enough now. We're going to go ahead, and basically I'll just spam Sapphirex for 12 seconds here. Just trying to get as much damage. We're at 100 points. We'll see how much Sapphirex is going to give me. Make sure you're clicking everything while you get your free rage. Okay, now it's off, and we're at 266. So just that 12 seconds got us about 150 points, give or take. And now we're just at the wait and see mode. Uh, my ideal Gil Clash is to get right at about finishing it, but with not too much time left over. I like to finish in the last 10 seconds. If I finish it faster than that, then I probably should be doing harder bases. And if I get killed in the first 5 seconds, then obviously I'm trying something that's too difficult. So ideally, my goal is not to lose anybody in the first 2 minutes of fighting. Maybe lose one or two the last minute. I don't bring a Renee Vin with me anymore. It was just more beneficial for me to bring more DPS since staying alive. Once Abyss got kind of where he was healing pretty good, staying alive is not the biggest problem. It's basically damage. Usually at the end of the fight, I'm usually upset that I didn't do more damage. So we'll see. We're about halfway through here. Um, Things are kind of in control. These magic towers here are going to start hitting us here in a second. So I am going to find my Great Sage, and okay, he's at the Town Hall. I'm going to go ahead and spin him around. Give me a little rage and try to use my Sapphic since he's lined up. The problem with Sapphic's is if he's aimed in the wrong direction, he's going to waste 2 rage firing his little fireball at nothing, at a blank wall. So you kind of have to watch with Sapphics. If you're going to use him, make sure he's at least pointed in the right direction. Now that he's on the Town Hall, I know he's going to be here for a while, so I can go ahead and hit it without worrying too much. So that's, when we did the Chariot, it was just free rage. I didn't really care where he aimed it at. But now that I'm actually short on rage, then I want to make sure I don't waste anything. Obviously, I'm not going to finish this guy off. We only have 30 seconds left. I am going to stop using Abyss for right now. But I'm going to, yeah, we'll use him again. I don't want to die. At this point in time, I'm just trying not to die so I don't have to wait to res. And we might get one more Great Sage blast off. So about 1400 is where we're going to be here, which is not bad. Every week is different. But, if I get 1,000 points, I'm usually very happy with those attacks. We got the guy down to, he's 7% left. So we're not going to bother him again. I'll let somebody else come in and finish that off. So the question here is, do we go red base or do we go blue base? We already have a pretty good lead. If I attack early, I think I'm going to do one more blue base and then I'll finish with the red base. And hope to get 3,000. Let's look, see what this guy's got. Yeah, Abyss. Yeah, I don't really see anything here that. What I do see is he's got his Town Hall here, which for Lord's League would be fantastic. But it's even better for Gil Clash because it's going to let me sit here in this corner right here with only a blockhead is going to come in to attack me, and I'll get to build up some rage while I'm taking out his Town Hall without all these sniper towers and other things hitting me. So I'm gonna grab this guy, and we're not gonna put landslide in because I don't think I'll need it to stay alive. So let's see. We're just gonna drop him up here at the top and hopefully build up a little rage. I'm gonna go ahead and click Abyss first, just because I don't have landslide. I really don't want to take a chance on losing anybody this quickly. Once again, the health of my guys all looks pretty good. We're just trying to build up a little bit of rage here. He's given me a gift. I plan on taking advantage of it. I probably, once these heroes die, I don't need to do Abyss anymore. So we're just gonna do Pangoli, Chiron, and then okay. Now my Abyss is roaming out like an idiot. He always has a tendency to make things a little more difficult. So we will use his heals. And we're not building rage at the rate I was hoping we would. But only because I'm having to keep putting the heals on the Abyss. If he was not out here all by himself, then we'd be much better. we're a minute in. Once again, everything's kind of under control. Looks like I can't really see it in that top corner very well, but I assume things are coming along nicely. All right, so we freed up. Now we're going to kind of, once we get to this little line that Abyss has given us, we're going to use our, start using our divines, use the Chariot Divine, and kind of unload a little bit. We got a minute and a half. We're halfway through with 470 points. I really would like to get a lot more than 470 points on this guy. These hero hauls, they have a lot of hit points. Okay, so we're all busting out right here. I'm going to go ahead and click my Chariot Divine. Go ahead and get the free rage. And now we're just going to spam Sapphirex. And of course, pop anybody else that comes up in that same time frame. All right. So go ahead and I should have done that sooner, but your divines, you know, they all have an offensive component and they have a defensive component. And on Guild Clash, I usually try to save them for defensive components until I realize that we're not going to. And I don't think we've been in danger very much at all here. Although I've done a pretty poor job of clearing out his base. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed. I probably should have used my spells, the Allied Winds, to do a little bit more damage. But as you saw in the other video, my Allied Winds is not very powerful anyway. I haven't devoted the Mystic Crystals to get it where it needs to be. I was really, honest to goodness, hoping to get this guy a lot further down. We're barely going to get 1,000 points on him. Kind of disappointed in this attack. If that was a red guy, I wouldn't be, but yeah, that's a blue guy. I should be able to at least get him within 10% of dying. So that was... Only thing good about that attack is I didn't die, so we can go ahead and jump into the next fight. We're going to look at red guys here. Just check his Chiron, Libra. So he's pretty good. Mochi. Usually the low-level guys on this ring are the ones you got to watch out for. I'm not even going to... I don't... Mochi is better than... because he didn't have the Great Sage. Knuckle something. What is it? Knuckles for you. You know what? I really like. I like his base, man. It's very small. Not a lot of buildings to destroy, but his heroes are pretty good. Libra. Yeah, so he's got well defined evolved heroes. If we take this base, I'd have to put Landslide in. Just to stay alive a little better. And the last one, really high heroes, but man, nothing that we're really worried about. I guess Abyss is the only one that, his Arctic Lord's gonna make the Reapers spout out more Arctic Lords, but this guy actually, I mean, he's got a big base, a whole lot of stuff to take out. Yeah, but let's try him. Generally, what we are going to do here, since there's no way I'm going to come close to wiping out his entire base, is we're going to take out Sapphirex and put Landslide in, just to give me a little more stability. I used to take out Pangoli, but now I take out Sapphirex, put him as the aid, and we're done. I'm going to pause real quick. Alright, sorry about that. So we swapped out Landslide for Sapphirex. I put the Sapphirex on the Abyss to give him better heals. And of course the other guys are just going to be passive DPS, or some aggressive. So let's go. I forget which guy we decided we were going to go for though. General Lee, or was it Mochi? Which one do we want? Mochi's got the Chiron, but man, he didn't have a whole lot. So let's do Mochi. We're gonna do Mochi. We might can actually finish Mochi. I mean, we won't finish him, but we'll come close if we can stay alive. Staying alive is the key here. I didn't even look for a good drop point. we're gonna. Here's this Abyss and Pangoli. Those are the ones I want to take out first. So we're just gonna come down here. Just gonna drop. Now this can get a little more hectic right here. Obviously, these buildings have a lot more. I'm gonna go ahead and divine my chariot, although it doesn't really matter because I only have all these guys are 1 rage except for Great Sage, who is 1.5 rage. So it's not like I have anything to spam. If I was just after points, I'd bring Blitz Bomber and a healer and a Saprix. Guys with low cooldown Ambrosia, which I don't have on this account. So I think we got rid of his heroes. I think they're all gone. Yeah, so now we're just at armaments, and we'll try to see how far we can go. This is where I wish I would have brought Saprix, because I'm obviously not going to die. I mean, not unless I just lose control for a little bit. So we are going to not do landslide for a round or two to kind of build up an extra rage. And I still have the Great Sage's Divine. I was just going to wait and use that when he got closer to Town Hall, because that seems to be the thing that takes the longest to take out. Yeah, 6,000% hit point increase. So right here, we're halfway through. We have 740 points. So I guess you could say we're on pace to have 1,500. And once again, on a red guy, I'm usually pretty pleased with 1,500 points. Okay, my Great Sage is over here. I kind of want him to get in a spot that when he's spinning for 10 seconds, he's actually hitting something. So I'd love for him to be over there, but if he doesn't move in the next little bit, we're going to kind of use it anyway. Keep the heals. I mean, as you can see, Abyss Demon keeps everybody healed pretty nicely. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and use Great Sage's, and I guess in about 15 seconds we're going to use landslides also. At this point, Pangolese is simply going to be for DPS, where he just goes out and whacks some things, because there's no heroes to push back. But he will go out and whack a few, so we'll go ahead and use that. Get that. We'll get to use Pangoli one more time. Go ahead and use Landslide. Divine. We'll use Abyss. I'm not going to need it for heals. And, yeah, we'll get Pangoli one more. We'll get Chiron. Great Sage. We'll get everybody once more. And then just sit back and see if we can get 1,800. So not a bad fight. I probably should have done more red guys instead of the blue. But hindsight's 2020. These 3 guys should be fairly easy for somebody to come along and finish them off. They still have a lot of points on them. 500 points, 1,600 points, and 900 points. I mean, if I had another attack, I would take this guy out right here to get the other 1,600 points. But whatever. Like I said, probably not the best hero selection. So anyway, that's Guild Clash. The one thing I did kind of screw up on is I did not use any of my spells. They're still sitting there, the Allied Winds and the heal. I didn't need the heal, but I could have brought 4 Allied Winds with me and done a little bit more damage. We wound up doing 4,200, which is not bad. But we did take on 2 blue bases, so it kind of easy pickings. So if I get 4,000, I take on red. I feel much better about myself. But we only did 1 red base today. So anyway, not an overall bad day, but we'll see how these guys are. Like I said, today's our best chance to get a win, I think, this weekend. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments or anything I can do to do a little better at Guild Clash, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.